Attention passionate Buffalo, BILLSFANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC East and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Buffalo Bills' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Buffalo Bills fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Buffalo BILLSFANS. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you've been paying attention to the AFC East lately, you've probably noticed some interesting chatter swirling around the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, Miami. They're in a bit of a tricky spot right now, and it's all about their roster decisions, their cap space, and where they want to go next in this season. It's not just talk for the sake of it. There's real strategic move-making happening behind the scenes that could shake up the division in a way we haven't seen in years. And the focus right now is on one of their key playmakers, Jalen Waddle. That's right. The Dolphins are reportedly toying with the idea of trading Waddle, one of their most explosive and dynamic wide receivers, in exchange for a first-round pick in the 2026 draft. That's a bold move, no doubt about it, and it's driven by a few key factors that deserve some deep analysis. First, let's talk about why Miami might be considering such a drastic step. The Dolphins are currently sitting at a record of 2-6, which for a team with playoff ambitions and a roster filled with talent is pretty disappointing. Their offense, which once looked like a well-oiled machine, has sputtered, averaging just 21 points per game. That's not nearly enough when you're trying to keep pace in the AFC East, especially with teams like Buffalo and the Jets showing strength. The Dolphins' cap space is also a factor. They have around $8 million in available cap room, which isn't huge, but it's enough for some targeted moves. Miami's focus right now is on rebuilding their offensive line with a youth movement, trying to get the protection and run game sorted out. But the big picture here is that they're prioritizing their defense and trying to rebuild after struggles with Tua Tagovailoa, who's been inconsistent at times this season. Now, the intriguing part about Waddle is his profile. Drafted in 2021 as a first-round pick, Waddle has shown flashes of elite speed and playmaking ability, an absolute burner on the field. He's got a total of 295 receptions for 212 yards and 22 touchdowns so far in his career, with a solid 3 yards per catch. His PFF grade of 77. 9 ranks him as a top 15 wide receiver in the league, and he's proven to be a reliable target, with an 82% catch rate this season, even when contested. His explosiveness is evident with a 4:39-second 40-yard dash, and he's been a deep threat with a long reception of 65 yards in Week 2. His average depth of target, or ADOT, sits at 12. 5 yards, meaning he's stretching defenses vertically, which is exactly what teams like Buffalo love to have in their arsenal. And when you look at his 2025 stats, he's been productive. 35 receptions for 504 yards, averaging 4 yards per catch with 4 touchdowns. That's the kind of playmaking that can change the course of a game, especially in the red zone and in clutch moments. But the Dolphins are facing some challenges, too. His shoulder injury in Week 4, which saw him miss some time, has raised questions about durability, especially considering his style of play. Yet even with those concerns, Waddle remains one of the most explosive receivers in the league. His ability to stretch the field, combined with his quickness and agility, makes him a perfect fit for any offense that wants to push the ball deep and open up space for other weapons. Miami's current offensive line has been giving up an alarming 28 sacks, which puts pressure on Waddle and Tua alike. This makes the idea of trading Waddle even more complex because you're essentially dismantling a key element of your offensive identity. But some see it as a necessary move to reset the team's cap and focus on building a more balanced, sustainable attack. Now that's where it gets really interesting for us Bills fans. Miami's considering trading Waddle and in return, getting a first-round pick in 2026. That's a huge asset. Imagine what the Bills could do with that kind of capital. The Bills, as we all know, are riding high at 6-2, sitting comfortably at the top of the AFC East, with an offense that's been firing on all cylinders, ranked in the top 5 in scoring at 32 points per game. Their passing attack is among the best in the league, averaging over 900 yards through the air, with Josh Allen leading the way. Allen's been phenomenal this season, throwing for over 912 yards with a 70% completion rate, and his deep ball accuracy has been a real strength. If the Bills could add a receiver like Waddle, Imagine the possibilities. For Allen, Waddle's speed and ability to stretch the field would be a perfect complement to Diggs, creating a nightmare scenario for defenses. Waddle's ability to extend plays and gain yards after the catch, his YAC of 6.1 yards per reception, means he's a game changer once he's got the ball in his hands. His projected addition to the Bills' offense could boost their deep passing success rate, which currently hovers around 34%, up by another 19% if Waddle joins the mix. That would significantly improve their red zone efficiency, pushing it from 60% to 75%. That kind of upgrade can mean the difference between a field goal and a touchdown in tight games, and in the playoffs, those points are everything. Plus, Waddle's speed helps create more room for Cook in the run game, which has been solid but could benefit from more open lanes. Cook, with 712 rushing yards and 4.5 yards per carry, has been a reliable workhorse, but more space on the field means more explosive runs, and Waddle's presence would help open those lanes. And let's not forget about the broader implications. The Bills' offense has been remarkably efficient on third down this season, converting around 50% of their opportunities. Waddle's addition could push that number even higher, making their drives more sustained and putting more pressure on opposing defenses. His ability to thrive against man coverage, which the Jets' defense struggles with, allowing about 8.2 yards per reception, could make him a true X-factor in the playoffs, especially in cold weather games where explosive plays become even more valuable. The Bills have shown their resilience in tough conditions, and Waddle's speed and quickness could be the perfect weapon to exploit those situations. Now, looking ahead, the odds of the Bills winning the Super Bowl have already been climbing. Starting at plus 2,500 before the season, they're now at plus 1,200, and adding a player like Waddle could further boost those chances. His ability to turn short completions into big gains, especially against man coverage, aligns perfectly with the Bills' offensive philosophy. It's not just about adding a receiver, it's about changing the entire dynamic of the offense, making it even more unpredictable and dangerous. His presence would elevate the Bills' red zone efficiency, reduce sacks, currently at 18, and create more opportunities for Cook and the rest of the running game to thrive. In essence, this trade could be a defining moment for the Bills' championship aspirations. Waddle, with his speed, agility, and playmaking ability, mirrors the kind of explosive talent that can lift a team to Super Bowl heights. It's reminiscent of the boost that Tyreek Hill gave the Dolphins back in 2022, an injection of speed that changed their offensive identity and helped them push deep into the playoffs. If the Bills managed to pull off such a move before the October 31st deadline, it would send a clear message to the rest of the league. They're all in to repeat as champions or even go beyond. Waddle's addition would not only be a strategic upgrade, but also a statement of intent, signaling that Buffalo is serious about maintaining their dominance in the AFC and making a strong push for that elusive Super Bowl title. So, fans, it's an exciting time. The potential shakeup in Miami and the possibility of Waddle heading to Buffalo could be one of the most significant storylines of this season. Imagine that explosive duo, Diggs and Waddle, stretching defenses every week, turning the Bills' already potent offense into an unstoppable juggernaut. The AFC East is heating up, and with these developments, the landscape of the conference could look very different come December. We'll be watching closely to see if Miami pulls the trigger on this bold move and how the Bills respond to that potential new weapon. If it happens, trust me, it could be the move that propels Buffalo even closer to that dream of a Super Bowl victory, reigniting their championship hopes and cementing their place among the league's elite. And now, Buffalo Bills fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Do you think Waddle would be the perfect fit for Buffalo? Or do you believe Miami should hold on to him, especially considering how electric he can be in their offense? Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Bills, and we love hearing your insights. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Buffalo Bills news, rumors, analysis, and everything you need to stay ahead of the game. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Bills.